here,
Kevin.
and we're really excited to hop into this episode.
Yeah.
Season 2 has been rocky, not like in a bad way, but it's been there's a lot of conflict going on in Don's life.
Yeah, Don. Here's the thing. We said in the last episode, we really hope Don is done messing around with this Bobby Barrett girl because it's
Bad news.
it is a train wreck waiting to happen because he works with her and her husband.
Yeah.
And usually Don's fairly good at keeping his work life and his terrible personal life separate, and he's blending them now, which spells disaster.
You don't mix business and pleasure together. And
well, not if your pleasure is this self-destructive, for sure.
Oh my god, that's the name of the game right now: self-destruction.
Yeah,
which is kind of funny because the season starts with him being like, "Hey, I got high blood pressure. I don't have the same speed I used to have." And all of a sudden, it's just been a downhill spiral for him.
Right? Yeah, yeah. The Don Draper that he built is not a sustainable Don Draper. It's starting to look like.
Yeah,
and obviously we're not getting any spoilers here, but the thumbnail for the episode showed him with Bobby, and it's like, well, apparently he's not done with her, which is a really bad idea.
What has to happen for him to realize that? He already wrecked his car, basically got a DUI.
Right. Almost got caught by her husband because she was,
I mean, I almost killed her, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what more can happen, Don? This is not it's not good, okay?
Yeah, you're playing. I mean, he's always been playing with fire, and I don't respect any of that.
Yeah.
These are very unlikable characteristics of Don,
yeah.
but he seems to be ratcheting them up at this point.
It's like, for why? He's so dissatisfied in his
Right.
life, but it's also like, dude, you made this life.
Yeah.
So is it like,
you built this yourself?
Again? You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Yeah, you're just dragging other people along for the ride at this point, including your family.
And like, you kind of feel bad for Betty. I mean,
100%.
She's kind of been sidelined this season. I know we don't have any spoilers, like we said, but at the same time, a few people on Patreon have kind of mentioned that, as the show goes on, her part is reduced slightly. Now I'm starting to kind of see what they mean by that.
Right. I mean, we're seeing her like getting out of the house a little bit with her equestrian stuff, pretty recreational, and we got a nice juxtaposition there of Don can't say no.
Yeah.
When some woman is going to feed his ego and want to sleep with him, he can't say no, but she did. Right.
She did say no.
The guy at the equestrian club straight up tried to kiss her, and she shut it down.
I'm married.
Yeah. She did what you're supposed to do.
And it's funny because he kind of said no at the end of season 1, whenever the waitress was kind of coming on to him, and he shot it down.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
but now he's completely regressed and he's off the rails again. So we need to see what's going to happen with that. We still have the whole Duck thing going on.
Yeah, I want to see where we go with Duck. I'm hoping we didn't get a lot of work stuff last episode, and I like the balance. You know what I mean?
I do too.
One of the reasons this show works for me is when you're looking at this obviously is the story of an emerging, changing America.
Yes.
Is we see how the personal lives are suffering in that regard, and we see how important work is to us. Because let's face it, in America, we are. What's the first thing you say to someone when they say, "Tell me about yourself"?
Oh, I'm a businessman.
Almost always, it's like, well, this is the job I do. You meet people on game shows. The first thing they ask them is like, "What do you do?"
Yeah.
Like we Americans define ourselves by our work.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think it's great that we see Don generally being such a successful guy in that work aspect, and such a piece of crap in his personal life.
That's interesting. That's quite literal.
Yeah,
like this guy who has like a mysterious background, who has invented himself to be this ad man.
Yeah,
that's who he is.
Yeah, he's built himself to be just the worker, but not the person.
And that's why he's such a bad husband.
Terrible! Yeah,
I wouldn't say he's a bad father, but he's definitely an absent one.
He's definitely an absentee father for sure.
Yeah. So it's curious to see where this is going, and I do like the fact they are saving the Duck dynamic to the very end of the season.
I'm like I said, I'm hoping we get more of the work stuff because the work conflict, because obviously Don's personal issues are really tantamount to the show, but they're more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I think like the intriguing respite of the show is what's going on at the firm, at the work stuff.
Absolutely. With 4 episodes left of the season, I think.
Right. Yeah, something like that.
So we're gonna get some more of that here pretty soon.
Sure.
So, but anyways, before we get going, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, welcome to our channel.
Welcome.
Hit that like button for us if you don't mind. Please leave us a comment down below. Tell us what you love about the show.
Oh yeah. No spoilers.
No spoilers, please.
Yep.
And if you want to, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate that.
If you'd like to see full-through reactions to Mad Men and all the other shows that we're watching, please check out the link in the description to our Patreon down below.
It's down there.
You'll have to sync your own copy to watch along with us. We, of course, are watching on AMC Plus, which is a really good way to go. There's a lot of good stuff over there. We do want to welcome, really quickly, 3 new Patreon subscribers. So, Adanka R., Jenna, and Matthew Shive, thank you so much and welcome, guys. We appreciate it very much. Yeah.
That's signifying the change.
People watching, if you know what this song is, let us know, because I'm not familiar with it.
Peggy, do you wear Playtex? And if so, why?
Dude.
I do.
I went to sleep in my bra, and I thought I was so-and-so. Thank you for that.
Yeah, these guys are not getting along.
I wish you would have told me that you're going to be early.
Well, I know you're not good in the afternoons.
That's not true anymore. You know that.
Oh, drinking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so she's not in her good graces.
Right, yeah.
Spit it out, Freddie.
We're gonna need another box of brassieres.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Isn't that funny how, like, back then that made people uncomfortable?
Right,
you know
now
what I mean?
we wouldn't care. Yeah.
You're an ad company. What do you... Yeah, we're just going to need a box of brassieres for no reason. Like,
right.
Those kids are drunk.
Really?
I don't know.
The idea of them go their skin, it's not even on their mind. There are 2 kids who used to have a problem.
Thanks, Clarissa.
You know, that's actually a pretty modern idea. I think that's still being used today.
The Bay of Pigs. The CIA hired us to help inspire the Cuban people to a coordinated wave of sabotage and rebellion.
They hired a PR firm? I wouldn't doubt that.
I love it.
Yeah.
The Bay of Pigs is one of my favorite
pieces
of U.S. history. It's so interesting.
I've been coming here since I was a kid.
We're guests of the Pattersons.
Oh.
My husband's here, and he will destroy
Yeah,
you.
he will kill you, yeah.
Arthur, it's okay. As we used to say in college, let's be friends.
For a moment of our insufficient appreciation, including Lester Aaron. Lester was a rough...
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, it's weird to think that, back then you had veterans like
from
that
like,
old, the Civil War. I mean, not the Civil War, but yeah, still.
He was riding with Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
People will be working. I should stop by.
Okay. We're going to miss the sparklers.
Call me from the emergency room.
Oh, and this...
Is he actually going to work, or is he going to be a bad boy?
Probably, he's not going to work.
No one's going to be there. They all said have a good holiday. He's lying. Yeah, you're right.
I'll call you.
I'd like that.
So go back to your family and say, I will stay.
Yeah, I don't understand the infatuation with Bobby.
I don't either.
I don't understand that at all.
She's a lovely woman, but so is your freaking wife.
Takes a turn and ends up exactly where you thought it was going. John Wayne shot him.
Well, spoiler.
I know the difference between a spat and spending a month on the couch. Don't go to bed angry.
God, I love Roger. Because he's marrying Mommy.
Because he wants us to be happy when he marries Mom.
Yeah, push it. Yeah. He's like, what?
Daddy's your dog.
And I've learned to live without him so you 2 kids could have some consistency.
Is he projecting now?
Yeah. I get the sense that he's like a good dad. You know what I mean? Like,
he's definitely doing... He's saying all the right things here.
He's
really
made some mistakes.
Right.
But he loves his kids. You get that sense.
He's supporting their mom, too, so they don't have tension there.
He's not breaking her down in front of them.
Exactly. Which I respect.
Yeah.
Marilyn?
Blondes and brunettes.
Jackie?
Marilyn.
Well, Marilyn's really a Joan.
You're a Jackie or a Marilyn. A line and a curve. Nothing goes better together.
Which do you think I am?
Gertrude Stein.
The work's done. Now go write me some titillating copy.
Ooh. That would not fly today.
That would not fly today. But he's an old guy in the 60s.
Yeah. I don't think he meant it.
He didn't mean anything disrespectfully.
It's a very coach-like thing to do. I think.
Right, yeah.
And I will tell Roger we had lunch. Well, good then. Okay.
All right.
I don't know.
It seems unresolved.
It seemed unresolved.
Don was kind of a D about it, but
I don't think Don let it go.
No.
He said the right things, but I don't think he let it go.
I kind of like Duck's humility there. He was
he did.
What?
You haven't I told you so.
Exactly.
You win.
Where are you going?
My daughter's in a play.
Yeah, Don's like, you got kids?
Is that ever?
Don't worry about Kinsey. I won't let him put anything together without you. Who's next?
Just to think how this would not be the way you just now did. No.
I didn't bring my camera with me, but I can't imagine it being better than this.
Pete, stop.
Oh my, account executive.
Oh, to be a doorman in this, or elevator man in this place.
You don't know how many secrets I know.
I know where all the bodies are buried.
Hold that.
I have company.
Talk about a mood kill. Oh, God. You don't have sex while elderly mother's in the other room? Actually, I'm gonna go. Like, no thanks. Yeah, man. That's gonna bring you back to reality there.
It's less exotic now, isn't it?
Yeah. Creep? I don't expect anything less from Pete, though, you know?
Here's the thing, though. Pete is so pathetic compared to Dawn. And Dawn's not, obviously, I'm not condoning Dawn at all.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to get caught right away. You know what I mean?
It'd be hilarious.
He's not as smooth as Dawn. He's going to get caught instantly.
You like it? I bought it at the auction.
Can I speak to you? Come on, Don, dude.
It's about to get controlling here, isn't it? Oh, God.
You want to be taken seriously? Stop dressing like a little girl.
That's kind of fair, too.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. That's why they were like earlier. They're like, "You're not a Monroe."
That's why she got the butt slap. She's a little kid.
Yeah.
Same model. Look at that. It is. And even if you don't notice it, you still get a bit of an aha when you read the copy. Nothing fits both sides of a woman better than Playtex.
That's a really cool ad.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like based on a real ad. You know?
I'm gonna look it up because a lot of these have been. I'm gonna look it up. Yeah.
Prizes. If we were to take you to see some girls in their underwear, would you feel like you're at work?
That sounds good.
Good.
Yeah. Good call, my man.
Good. That's a good boy, Chauncey.
Yeah.
That's a good boy.
Right. Talk about an emotional support animal right
really
there.
Is, yeah.
What?
That's the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Did he go back and drink? Is that what he did? I mean, they implied it with the transition there.
He just kicks the dog out.
He kicks the dog out and then goes and drinks.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Sarah Tierney, Random House.
Yeah, Don. People know you're a whore.
Yeah.
I don't like where this is going. Yeah, that's what I thought he was going to do. Right there. I immediately thought he was going to tie her up and just leave just to be a dick.
Staying all night.
Oh, man.
If you're going to do that, you got to play the game.
Tell me what you want for Christmas.
Tell me what you want for Christmas. Daddy's having a midlife crisis.
Daddy just found out what the women of the world think of him. And it's not what he thought.
He's such a thoughtful guy. Like, yeah, like he thinks so
very much in his head.
You know, it would not surprise if he did just sit there for 18 hours.
Well, it's kind of surprising, although, I mean, I get it, but it's kind of surprising that he hasn't ever considered what all of these people, because I think it's safe to assume that his romantic background since being married is pretty extensive. To think that in this small, circle of rich elite Manhattanite beautiful women that nobody's talking about him at all. No one's brought it up.
That's a good point. It's a very good point, and because we kind of thought about that too, because in the first season he's had a couple.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, well, New York's big, sure.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like...
I don't think it's a big circle he's running in, though.
No, and Peggy knows. There's rumors about it in the office, but nobody knows.
There's rumors about it around town.
The only reason... And I guess his wife lives... They live Jersey? Or right outside New York?
They're outside New York. I'm not sure if it's Jersey, but it's definitely it's outside the city.
A township outside the city,
right.
So Betty's not going to find out about it. She keeps to herself in her own circles. But still, it's like, dude, you're going to get caught.
You're going to get caught.
You're a famous guy for the most part who's running around. Yeah,
he's a known commodity in New York for sure.
Yes.
And yeah, he's going to get caught.
Cat's out of the bag now, Don.
Right.
As far as the whole duck thing goes, I thought it was really smart to use the dog as kind of a sense of innocence and morale.
Right.
Those are his morals, basically.
Right.
And he literally threw his morals
away.
out the window.
Yeah, he did. He cast it away. It's and
in a lot of ways, you kind of feel. I felt the most empathy for Duck in this episode.
Oh, for sure.
Of, his backstory. You humanized him to a great extent.
Yeah.
He's a guy on the ropes.
He's backsliding into his bad behavior.
His ex-wife's getting married. His kids are going off to college. His kids are growing up, and he's not doing well in his business.
Yeah,
18 months in.
Professionally and personally, his life's kind of in shambles. So he's reverting back to his bad behavior, which is what Don's doing. You know,
Big time,
excuse me, Don and Duck have more in common than either one of them are going to want to admit.
And it's a choice they made. Duck older than Don by slightly,
right?
Because I think Don sees Duck and he's like, "This is what I'm staring at.
This is what he's staring
This
at.
is me looking down the barrel."
Yeah.
And Duck sees Don and he sees like his glory years, man.
It has to be, right?
He's in a way he envies Don.
You're right. I think we may be heading to a moment in the show. I know it's this small periphery where Don's going to be the one that's not drinking anymore because he's an alcoholic. I think that's an issue. We haven't ever talked about it.
They're all alcoholics.
They're all alcoholics. That maybe, but Duck quit drinking because he imploded his life. Maybe Don's heading there because his behavior's been more and more self-destructive as this season's gone on.
The thing is, though, it's not even the drinking. Like, if they really wanted to emphasize that he's an alcoholic, they would they do show him drinking all the time, but like it would be more dramatized.
Sure, yeah, they don't show it, but he's gotten drunk. We've seen him drunk a lot, though.
A lot. When he wrecked the car, he was drunk. But it's something deeper than that, though.
Right.
There's something inside him that's just.
Oh, he's very broken,
and so he needs therapy.
No, he does.
But no, you're right. There's something that's going to happen in Don's life that's going to be a massive change. Whether it's Betty leaving him.
Well, I think, yeah, you're right. But I think the one thing we've learned, or him leaving her, because I was going to say, the one thing we've learned about Don when we got his backstory as a kid, moving up forward through his stuff with Rachel Minkin, Don is a guy who, and even Korea, Don is a guy who runs from his problems. He is a runner. Psychologically, he is I don't face it, I run from it. And I don't know where Don goes in this show going forward, but I think that's going to be a thing, and I would not be surprised because he almost abandoned his family once.
Yeah.
When he thought Pete was going to expose him.
Yeah.
It may happen again. We may get to a point where Don just bails on his family.
I'm kind of surprised that with his reputation around New York that he hasn't fathered an illegitimate child.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
that would be very on brand for him becoming his father.
It might be a thing that happens in the show at some point. Like, also, by the way.
Also, this is the 60s. What's the STD situation around there,
right,
Don?
yeah,
like, you're bringing all that home to your wife?
Well, he's sticking to largely classier women, but that doesn't mean that syphilis wasn't a thing, right? He could still very much catch whatever, yeah.
It'd be kind of funny if there was an episode where Don gives
herpes,
Don gives herpes.
I guess there's a lot of places they can go with this, but I think it's very fair to see that we see Don, Duck, and Pete all on bit of this slow circling the drain a little bit.
You know what's funny? They're all in different stages of life. Pete being the young gun,
right?
Don middle age,
Duck about 50, a little bit older, yeah.
Coming out of middle age. So
right,
it's funny how we have that life cycle and just the
all three of them are circling the drain. Yeah,
it's incredible.
Yeah, great show. Which I like how this parallels the idea of the Jackie Marilyn thing.
Yeah,
because look at these guys; they're all Jackie by day and Marilyn by night.
Oh, they all want to be.
Yeah, they all want to be. Well. Two of them are having affairs, and one of them's back in the bottle. That's who they are.
You know what's crazy? It worked on Peggy too.
Yeah, it worked on Peggy too.
Peggy's like, I'll be a Marilyn.
Yeah, Peggy's a Marilyn at night now. Yeah, they're all they're all doing it. They're all stepping out of what they present during the day to be something else at night.
Yeah. This show is all just about dissatisfaction.
Yeah. Well, welcome to chasing the American dream, which you will never ever catch, no matter what you get.
Unless you're Jeff Bezos.
All right, we'll catch you in the next one, guys.